What is up, everybody? Welcome back to TNK Taylor here, and today we're going to go over something that you didn't realize you needed, but I think you actually do. So, as you can tell from the title of the video, obviously this is going to be about the Neato Robotics D4 Connected Robot Vacuum. So, pretty much how this came to fruition was my wife was complaining about me not helping clean up around the house enough. So I solved the problem by purchasing a robot vacuum. And it seemed to work out pretty well, and she's pretty happy. So let's go into a little bit about the specs of the vacuum itself. So I'm not going to go through a whole unboxing process, but we'll take a look at the box. You'll see your normal bells and whistles on there, the smart home support for Google, Alexa, those kind of things. I don't believe it supports IFTT. It may, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't personally use it, so I'm not 100% positive, but I know Alexa works fantastic with it, and that's what we have in our house. Now, going through a little bit more with this particular unit, you obviously get the vacuum itself, the base station, the charging cable, or just normal 3-prong cable, and you get some rubber strips. Now, those rubber strips are kind of obsolete now because in the app you can do the no-go lines, and we'll take a look at the app first. So going into the app, you can clearly see it has a battery indicator. It connects to the vacuum itself, which we have named Wally. Go figure, it's not too original, but pretty cool. But you get the battery life. You can go up to scheduling. You can set it to do a full plan of your house so it knows where it's going, and you can control that all from the app, as well as get updates connected to the Wi-Fi, change the name, and much more. Now, as far as the actual vacuum itself goes, it's a D-shaped, which I've never used a round one before, but supposedly that helps out a lot with getting into corners, running along walls. It's not round, it's flat along the edges, so you can actually get it. I mean, it makes sense logically. It has a 12-inch brush underneath the front side of it, and it does have a vacuum function. It is smart enough to know when it goes onto carpets, when it goes onto tile, those kind of things, and it'll adjust accordingly. I think it's based off the feet height, I think, and the front. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how it's built. I just know how it works. Now, I've had this particular unit for about a week now, and I've run it about 10 times, so while I'm not an expert, I can give some safe assumptions on it. It uses on the top portion of it, that little dome thing, that is the laser grid indicator, which one of my indoor cameras actually picked it up. It's an infrared light, and it kind of scans from the right-hand side. So when you start it, when you're cleaning it, you'll notice that it goes along on the right-hand side of the walls most of the time. I think that's just where the laser grid goes. That's how it learns out its, little zones, little areas, and it goes from there. It has a 0.7 liter dustbin on it with a filter. It comes with 2 filters. I'll put some links in the description below for some aftermarket filters that are a little cheaper than just their name brand ones, and as far as I can tell, they do the exact same thing, so I see no reason not to use it. Now, online there are 3 different spiral combo brushes that you can get for the unit. I just have the one that came with it, which I think is the spiral combo or something like that. It's a little bit of a mixture of both, and it seems to work pretty well for dog hair, which is the main reason we wanted it. Was we have 2 dogs, they shed everywhere, and this thing has been working great. Now, you can look at my floor plan. I think my normal floor plan that it normally cleans is about 600 square feet or so, and it does that in about an hour once it learned its area. So when you do that initial setup, it's going to take about 2 hours to learn your area. That was mine, and that was about 700 square feet. Could take longer if you have more ground space that it's going to be looking up. Now, keep in mind though too, we have almost a 2,000 square foot home, but with couches, beds, appliances, counters, all that stuff, you're actually taking away the ground square foot in your house. Along with this room, I have that whole stand back there, I have an amp, I have my desk set up, chairs, all that stuff. You're taking away from square footage. So mine, initially doing the floor plan, took 2 hours. It had to recharge once. I noticed mine, when it got to about 5%, it decided to scurry its way home, plug into the docking station. As soon as it was charged back up, it automatically went. I have mine scheduled once a day cleaning at like 12 a.m. or I'm sorry, 12 p.m. That's just when we're asleep. We work night shift, so that's when we're asleep, that's when it runs. It does a great job. As far as sound is concerned, I've heard reports of about 60 decibels, and I would say that's about right. I haven't used it on eco mode. I haven't used it on like soft touch or soft detection or something like that mode. I've just used it on regular mode, and it does a great job. It cleans about 600, 650 square feet in about an hour with no issues. It goes back, it charges itself, and then it'll resume the next day. The only time, like I said, that it takes a while is when you're first doing your floor plan, because it doesn't know where it's going, it doesn't know the layout. Once it has that layout, you'll see it just skim right by walls with no issues at all. But when it's learning the layout, it's, you know, delicately kind of going everywhere and learning its space, so it does take even longer. But this unit is fantastic. On Amazon, it's listed for $4.99. I bought it for 200 bucks. That's not sponsored, that's not ad, that's not anything. I just used Amazon's Renewed program. I got it for $200. I've used their Renewed program a ton of times for other stuff like my sound bar. I think I used it for a TV once. I've never had an issue, I've never had a complaint, and if you do, you just send it back to Amazon. So I'll leave a link for it in the description as well. I appreciate you guys watching. I know this isn't too crazy, too in-depth. It's just a robot vacuum, kind of the way of the future, but my personal thoughts on it, it's fantastic. We have a mopping one coming in soon. This one just does vacuuming. It's not the mopping vacuuming combo, it's just the one. And we have the iRobot Brava M6, I think, coming in about a week. So I'll do a little overview of that one. But as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for more. If you've had issues with Amazon Renewed, let me know in the description below, or if you've used this one or another one that's similar to it, let me know, you know, how at least what I'm telling you and what I'm showing you stacks up to the one you have. Because if there's some more other, you know, if there's some that are better and cheaper, I would love to get my hands on one of those and review it too, for people to check that out. But as always, guys, if you liked it, please like the video, subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my content, and as always, I'll see you next time.